See, look at this. It is finally fall here in California. It's kind of cool. Hello, brothers and sisters. Cameron here. How are you? I missed you. Today we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. It was one of the more innocent holidays growing up as a Jehovah's Witness that we weren't allowed to celebrate. It was supposedly supposed to be the celebration of the formation of the United States, but well, anyway, that's debatable. So I remember 3 reasons why it was just discouraged. It's actually fall right now. It's in California. I'm in Northern California, so leaves actually falling, whereas other places in the United States it's already snowing. One, I've got my notes here. Politics. Jehovah's Witnesses do not get involved in politics. We were ingrained with that, not saluting the flag growing up, but they believe that loyalty to Jehovah God is way more important, since he's going to wipe out anyone who's not a Jehovah's Witness after Armageddon anyway, and that will fix everything for everyone to have one mindset. And there's a scripture that they use to back that up in Psalms 146 verse 3 in the New International Version I'm using here. It says, do not put your trust in princes, in human beings who cannot save, which kind of makes sense. Putting trust in men rather than God, because God has all the answers. Funny thing is, most Jehovah's Witnesses don't really know the definition of the next one, because they don't believe in celebrating anything that has pagan origins. So pagans, if you ask a Jehovah's Witness, what is a pagan? Most likely, when I grew up, I didn't even know how to explain what a pagan was, or what they believed, or who they were, or where to find them. You ask most Jehovah's Witnesses today, it's going to be the same answer. I remember being at one meeting and a brother commenting that 90% of all celebrations can be traced back to pagan origins. So rather than hurting God's feelings, it's more secure and safe to have your loyalty to God than hurt God's feelings and face displeasing Him. And the Bible is God is famous for punishing people who question Him. And in this case, you'd be losing your chance at living in the new world after the apocalypse happens. So yeah. If you don't do what we say, you're going to die, and if you do what we say, then you get everything in a paradise on earth. The 4th reason was Christians should be thankful every day, not only for one day that the government allowed them to be happy. The 5th reason had a very whack illustration about the reasoning from the Scriptures book, which I'm not even sure if it's still valid. If anyone can leave a comment in the comment section if they're still using this, because they're destroying all literature after 10 years of age, but they had a really whack explanation for this. They were talking about, on page 178, is there any objection to sharing in celebrations that may have unchristian roots as long as it is not done for religious reasons? So the illustration that they provide on 179 says, suppose a crowd come to a gentleman's home saying they're there to celebrate his birthday. He does not favor the celebration of his birthday. He does not like to see people overeat or get drunk, or engage in loose conduct. But some of them do all those things, and they bring presents for everyone there except him. On top of all of that, they pick the birthday of one of the man's enemies as the date for the celebration. How would the man feel? Would you want to be part of it? This is exactly what is being done by Christian celebrations. So let me back up for a second. He does not like to see people overeat or get drunk or engage in loose conduct. First off, that's assuming that every single birthday on the planet Earth has negative assumptions about it. Like everyone's overeating, getting drunk, and having loose conduct. That happens on the daily, no matter where you are. And if you're a JW or not, it's still happening. And the whole situation of where they brought that up just makes zero sense. That guy just needs new friends. But the whole assuming the negative that everyone likes to overeat. Look at the governing body. They're all extremely tubby, very large, and have an overeating glutton problem, so they're all sinners right there. Getting drunk, not everyone gets drunk on their birthday. I like to drink, but it's actually very rare. I have to be in the mood for it. It has to be a special occasion, or maybe I'm just going out on a date, but I limit myself to like 1 or 2 drinks because I don't like how it feels when I go too far. I know my limits. And then the 3rd thing, getting engaged in loose conduct. Well, the entire Bible's viewpoint of loose conduct is up in the air, because we have holy men sleeping with prostitutes, and they never got in trouble for that. So I will admit, growing up and learning in school about Christopher Columbus discovering America, but also annihilating the natives to establish the Americans that were coming in there, how much of that is true or not is debated. You can Google that. But I do remember that using that as another celebration in my mind as a JW growing up to not celebrate, because this white man comes to this land and annihilates the natives so that way they can take over. That was just another reason for me not to like the Thanksgiving holiday. So let's talk about why all this is ridiculous. The reasoning book doesn't even cite why Thanksgiving is bad to celebrate. There's not a scripture that says Thanksgiving is bad to celebrate. It doesn't talk about the origin or celebration of something, when Jesus' own birth was celebrated by the angels and they clapped for him. So that was an origin, also a birthday that they celebrated. And that's also assuming it's something negative about a dinner that happens about once a year. There are plenty of things in the Bible that have holy men doing ungodly things. For example, the holy man sleeping with the prostitute. That's in the Old Testament. I'll put a scripture somewhere so you can see it. If you believe in the Bible, nowhere does it say to not celebrate holidays. For example, Colossians chapter 2, verses 16, this is all taken from the NIV. Therefore, do not let anyone judge you by what you eat or drink with no regard to a religious festival, a new moon, or a celebration, or a Sabbath day. And if you don't believe in the Bible, it does say to not worship any other god, thing in the heavens above or below, or he'll punish you, your kids, and their kids' kids. So that is one of the many Bible contradictions. And to see more, I have a link in the description of videos that I've done. Plus, I have a 3-question survey and a link to 10 Bible contradictions that I've made into a PDF for free for you guys. So please go download that and fill out the question survey. It helps out the channel, the future of it. You could be a part of it. And Exodus 20, and specifically the entire Exodus chapter 20, but verses 5 specifically, you shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for their sin of their parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me. Sounds like a very loving and reasonable person. Just imagine, like, you know, your kid pissing you off and you're pissed off at 4 generations of their kids because your kid pissed you off. It doesn't make any sense. And the 5th reason is just about everything has pagan origins. I also have a video on this on 4 things that are pagan practices that Jehovah's Witnesses partake in. Check the links in the description. Our clothes, designs, our food, our weddings, even down to our everyday lives, the names of our calendars, the months and the years come from pagan origins. Anything that is not from JW origins is considered pagan. And this is just completely mindless once you think about it. And finally, idolatry. They don't want to idolize, you know, Christopher Columbus or the United States or politicians. They want to stay politically neutral. Well, I say this, it's interesting because the JW sign you see everywhere, the .org sign, and the watchtower itself. I remember in the Kingdom Hall that I went to, they had a watchtower on the main stage in wood, on the wooden stand where they would give talks. And eventually they removed it because they were afraid they were committing idolatry, but it was there for years, like decades. If they're very against JWs for having that kind of stuff in their possession at all, then they got to look at themselves in the mirror as well. Especially looking at the governing body with all their, you know, monthly broadcasts. They're kind of idolatrizing those dudes. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Please go celebrate Thanksgiving with an open heart and an open mind. Know that I love you and this community loves you as well. Leave a comment down below if there's something I missed or you have some more information on. Give this video a like, it lets me know I'm doing good work. Subscribe so we can stay in contact. I can send you more content. And click the bell notification in the subscription area. That actually alerts you guys whenever I upload a new video. So YouTube changed a while ago, about a year ago, but if you click the bell notification, it'll let you know, hey, Cameron Fader updated a new video, you should go watch it, because otherwise it's going to come every once in a while and you might miss something. Also, I'm on Instagram at Cameron Fader. Come check it out, say hi. You can see what I'm up to when I'm not posting videos, and I do a lot of JW stuff and non-related JW stuff too, so come on, check it out. I will see you guys, brothers and sisters, in the next video.